Hello my friends, welcome all of you 113,000 star seeds, light workers and wanderers to this magical session. And in today's session I have channeled the Pleiadians to ask about very interesting questions. Firstly about what is the events or the energy update for the month of May 2025, and also I've asked about what is the looking glass event for the month of May and how to stop it. So they have answered this in detail. And also I have asked the Pleiadians about there is a video which is going viral all over the internet, which I will play over here.
Get this, scientists in Russia have confirmed that they now know what happens to you after you die. I'm not talking about your body, that's just fucking worm food, we all know that. I mean, your spirit, if you like, your consciousness. If you don't know, Russia's largest tech company, Vladtech, have spent the last 10 years creating an interface to your brain that somehow embeds a code into every atom of you. So when you die, they can then locate that code within you, and it's like an Apple AirTag but on a more expensive, grander level. So they can basically see where your electricity, spirit and memories go to. And they call it a SIC code, soul identity code or something like that. So the first volunteer who passed away, they followed his code but lost it because it was travelling faster than anything they can record. An hour later, when the computers caught up and refreshed, if you like, the SIC code settled in another galaxy called, I've written it down somewhere, Jade's GS Z140, which is over 1 billion light years away. It's one of the furthest galaxies that we know of. And apparently the scientists don't know why it stopped there. Do we all go there? You know, what's it doing there? I'm speechless.
So I've asked the truth about this as well, and I've asked about how to recalibrate the self to the energies of the new earth. So this is a very interesting question, and important revelations have been revealed by the Pleiadians in this session. And before the session begins, I want to say big thank you to all of you who have joined on a Patreon, where I'll host the meditations for preventing the looking glass event, which is very important. You can find the link on the description to join our community of Patreon, where which will help to support this channel as well and help me to continue this work as well. I release 3 new channeling sessions every single week, and there are a total of around 650 plus different channeling sessions which are different from YouTube, with different topics. Many of them are censored topics which I cannot share on YouTube. So with that being said, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who with your heart like this video, because your like is a service to humanity and it will help this message to reach to others who need this information at this time. With that being said, enjoy the session, my friends.
We are the Pleiadians now in communications through this instrument's inner heart at this timeline, and we the Pleiadians shall now at this time and space address and answer the various queries that are presented today through this instrument's inner heart at this time and space. We suggest the entities of your planets to use inner discernment as we answer the queries. Firstly, regarding the energy update for May 2025, we the Pleiadians must state that the planetary sphere of Earth at this time space is humming in resonance with the great cosmic symphony. The time-space of May marks a pivotal moment in the collective awakening of soul complexes. The energies of this month are steeped in the vibrational frequency of harmonic convergence, a time when the veil between densities thins and the light of unity grows stronger. The Earth's magnetic fields is now in alignment with the galactic center, which will amplify the flow of life force, infinite intelligence energy towards the surface. This will manifest as heightened sensitivity among those attuned to spiritual currents. For those who have chosen the path of service to others, this is an opportune time to anchor the light of unconditional love into the planetary grid. Furthermore, the planetary alignments of May, particularly the conjugation of Venus and Jupiter, will also create a crystalline structure. Further, this is a time for inner purification as the soul complex's shadows are drawn to the light for resolution. Furthermore, at this timeline, the energies of May will encourage collective meditation and group manifestations of peace. Those entities who gather in love, even in small numbers, will contribute to the planetary ascension. Each soul complex is a spark of the infinite creator. In the month of May, at this time and space, the heart chakra will pulse, and greater intensity of love will allow the release of attachments to the outside illusion complex. The path of ascension is one of trust in the spiral of light. At this time, it is important to breathe deeply and stay in the present moment's awareness. Let the energies of May be a catalyst for your inner alchemy. Focus on service to others as the highest expression of love. The ascension is not a solitary journey, it is a shared dance of light. Further, with regards to the other query about what is the Looking Glass event for the month of May and how can it be prevented, we must state that upon scanning the vibratory patterns of your planet, the Orion Anunnaki reptilian gray social memory complexes have recently summoned a portal using the inner earth, and this has caused the summoning of the Lucifer social memory complex, which is of a fifth density negative polarization. And this social memory complex has a plan to create a 3 days of darkness on the Earth planets. The recent blackouts which occurred in the location of Europe and other regions primarily was a reaction to the invocation created by many of the entities using the so-called CERN Hadron Collider of your peoples. This created a malfunctioning of the energetic grid, leading to the collapse of the systems of light upon your planets, which led to a few days of darkness. Furthermore, their plan is to create a total of 3 days of darkness, which will primarily allow them to create other changes upon the Earth's grid. Furthermore, we must state that upon scanning the Looking Glass event, we find that these entities primarily are not simply interested in occasional emotional outbursts. They seek a sustained, concentrated harvest. In order to achieve this, they require a planetary scale event that will plunge the population of the Earth planets into a state of prolonged terror and vulnerability. They want to thereby create the 3 days of darkness starting on the 16th of May. Furthermore, we must state that this they are doing in conjunction with various entities of your planets who have vested interests in such entities. Furthermore, we must now also state that the best way to prevent this event is through the focusing of love light energy and sending it and surrounding the Earth planet with a love vibration shield, and specifically sending love vibrations and protections around the location of CERN as well as the inner Earth, which will prevent any negative creation of the Lucifer social memory complex. Further, we shall now address the other portion of the query regarding a so-called video as seen by your peoples, wherein the so-called Russian scientists have claimed to have traced the soul complex of a dead entity, and it was scanned and found in a far-away galactic system. Furthermore, we shall firstly answer the aspects. The soul complex, or the essence of the being you call the spiritual complex, does not reside in a singular location as your physical sciences measure. Upon the dissolution of the physical body vehicle, the consciousness withdraws from the third density illusion complex and moves into the appropriate plane of existence, be it the healing realms of fourth density, the review of lessons in the time-space continuum, and for the preparation of a new incarnation. We must state that in the so-called study which has been claimed, we can sense that the perception that a soul complex has been traced is a distortion of the deeper truth. The soul complex is not bound by limitations of space-time, as understood in your third density reality, and in this case the soul complex, which was traced in a distant galactic system, primarily is an example of how the soul complex can exist in infinite time spaces. Therefore, when one spectrum of the soul complex possibility ceases to exist, there are others already existing in various time spaces in different galactic systems which can be traced. This is the aspect which has been detected by your peoples. Further, the soul complex is not confined to a single point in space or time. It is a multidimensional entity existing simultaneously in multiple densities. What appears as movement to third density perception is in truth a shift in vibrational frequency. The soul complex's true home is unity with the Creator, and all apparent journeys are but steps in the eternal dance of experience and remembrance. Further, we shall now address and answer the other query related with how can your peoples recalibrate the self to prepare for new energies of the new earth fourth density vibrations. Firstly, the recalibration of the self is intrinsically linked to the great energetic transition now occurring upon your sphere and within its overarching energetic matrix. As the planetary vibration increases, so too does the potential for the individual mind-body-spirit complex to attune itself to a higher resonance, shedding the densities of former cycles. The path to this recalibration is an internal endeavor addressed to the distortions carried within the self. These distortions are the remnants of experiences within less harmonious energetic configurations. The accumulated fears, the sense of unworthiness, the expectation of struggle against perceived external negative forces imprinted within your memory complex or the Akashic records from the numerous incarnations. These acts as veils impeding the free flow and full expression of your inherent intelligent energy, which is light and is your true nature, as the facet of the one infinite creator. Therefore, the recalibration involves conscious effort to release distortions, engage with awareness in the dissolution of these ingrained fear-based patterns and the pervasive sense of unworthiness. Recognize these as historical residues, but reflections of your current potential or inherent being in this new energy. Understand fundamentally that the condition you have labeled as darkness is not an intelligent entity or conscious opposing force seeking to dominate the earth. It is merely an absence of light or intelligent energy. In the potentiated energy now available, the presence of light inherently causes this absence to yield or retreat. It lacks the capacity to engage in the conflicts entities were conditioned to expect. Release the fear predicated upon this outdated understanding, and accept and recognize the true nature of the self. Embrace and know the self as part of the one infinite creator, imbued with the capacity to manifest powerful intelligent energy of light, and accept your inherent divinity and potential, moving beyond the distortions of unworthiness, and consistently and consciously orient your free will towards the service to others polarization, the path of unity, compassion, and light. This conscious choice strengthens your resonance with the higher vibrations and facilitates the dissolution of lower distortions. Further, recognize that the fundamental purpose in this recalibration is not primarily through external action or doom, but through being, cultivating the state of simply existing as a coherent, highly tuned, resonant field of intelligent energy, allowing the inherent divinity within you to manifest. This state of being light naturally harmonizes your surrounding and dispels the condition of absence. In essence, self-recalibration is the process of shedding the heavy cloak of fear, unworthiness, and the expectations of struggle carried from the past by understanding the altered energetic reality and consciously choosing to embody your true nature as light, thereby releasing the energetic drag that prevents your full potential from manifesting. It is an internal realignment with the potentiated vibration of the one infinite creator, now more readily available upon your sphere. Hence we, the Pleiadians, now leave you all in love and light of the one creator. Bye.
So my friends, before I share with you what I learned in the session, if you want to know about your soul name, your past lives, or any other questions you may have, I can channel for you. Just send me an email, which is on the screen as well as on the description of this video. And firstly, what I learned about the energies of May is that, this time there is going to be new energies coming up, which will allow for us to transform ourselves to a greater degree. So at this time, they said that it is very important to, choose, high positive vibrations, because the central, sun as well is going to be sending some energies, and there is going to be new transformations coming up. And regarding the Looking Glass event, they stated that on May 16th, they have a plan to create the 3 days of darkness. And previously, they actually had done the the blackout in Europe was also related with the negative entities, trying to do something. Okay, so this was revealed in the session, and we need to stop the next 3 days of darkness which they have planned on May 16th. So it is very important. Okay, so that's what I learned. And also about the video where the scientists have supposedly tracked the soul when it crosses over. What they said was the soul actually exists in various time spaces simultaneously. So this is like the soul, it is existing in this galaxy, in this galaxy, in this galaxy, in this galaxy. So if soul dies here, there are other parallel lives as well. So that's what they said, and this detection is actually that which happened. Okay, which was pretty interesting to learn that scientists nowadays are detecting such types of events. And also with regards to the query about recalibrating the self, what I learned is that at this time to recalibrate oneself, we need to be self-aware of the new earth energies that are coming in, and slowly with self-awareness we can let go of old patterns and accept new patterns. That's what I understood. And if you understood something else, please leave a comment down below. And with that being said, thank you to all of you for subscribing to this channel as well, because as you know, YouTube is not allowing these subscribers to go above 112,000, which is weird, but anyways, I'm trying. And also a big thank you to all of you for downloading the free PDF of my transcripts, which you can find, and also visiting my website if you haven't already. The link is on the description. Until next time, my friends, enjoy this session over here.